Anybody who's trying to sell you hooks is a scam. And anybody who tells you that they need to be niche specific is also a scam. I'm going to give the most unpopular opinion on hooks, and if you want to sit down and buckle up for this, you're going to want to take notes. An effective hook is less about niche-specific language and more about relatable language. Please repeat that and drill that into your brain until it becomes something you can say in your sleep. The most relatable videos have a hook that has undeniably relatable language. Probably like, Cass, what is relatable language? How does this relate to my niche? Put the niche aside, bestie. If you're a no-nicher, this even applies to you even more. You're a business owner, this also applies to you because a lot of businesses are unrelatable AF on this app. So if you're looking to be more relatable, here we are. This is how you know the language that you're using is relatable. If you can explain something to your 10-year-old niece and your 86-year-old grandma, whatever language you're using for both is what's going to fly on this app. You're probably like, well, what language is that? This is when we do a little bit of out-of-the-box thinking. Simplicity is key on TikTok and hooks specifically. People come here either to be entertained or to learn something. So if you're already off the gate using complex terms that nobody understands, how do you expect your videos to fly? In addition, if your hook is related to something that nobody's searching for, why do you think that would do well? Nothing against you, my friends. It's all said with love, okay? So let's sit down now, and I'm going to tell you the methodology you're going to use to write down your own hook. I want you to try this and experiment with this because it's your account. Content creation is supposed to be fun. And if you're not having fun and you're not looking like you're having fun, then who's going to follow you? Step 1. Who are you talking to? Don't give me the answer that you don't know. Think of someone who is supposed to be learning or being entertained by your content. If you cannot answer this question, then this is not the video for you. Pause the video until you figure out who you're talking to, and then we'll get into step 2. Step 2. What do you think those people are searching for? If this is an interest of yours, more specifically, then what would you search for? Step 3. Your text on screen is not going to match the words that come out of your mouth. You go to film the video. That's when you're going to say the word you. That's what makes things uber relatable. You're not going to believe what just happened. People are lying to you about X. It's a catchy one-liner right off the bat, 1 second. Your text on screen is what's optimized. That's the topic of interest that people are searching for, which is what I referenced in the last step. That's where keyword research comes in, which is, I have a whole series on TikTok search engine optimization. Go check that out if you're curious. So we've established that the text on screen does not match the words that come out of your mouth. The words that come out of your mouth are those uber relatable terms. Here is a full list of verbal hooks with the word you. Take whatever inspires you, because the most inspired content is the content that flies. And hooks aren't just about the words that you're saying, it's actually also the energy that you're bringing out. You can read one of these hooks verbatim, but your energy is off, you're tired, you're lethargic, you're not fully here with us. People sense that on the For You page. So you can regurgitate an entire script, but if you're not fully present with us, if you're not feeling your content, who's gonna watch? So make sure before you're creating, you have a clear mind and a clear heart, and get rid of that lack nonsense. That nonsense in your head of like, oh, I'm just doing this script because somebody told me to do it. Pick a hook that resonates with you. Pick some verbiage that you're like, whoa, I can't believe somebody's lying to me about this. They're not going to believe that somebody's lying to us about this. People don't like when information is withheld from them. People also like to know what to expect. So after you do your hook, the subhook is also key. This is the next step. After you've filmed your hook, so you have your optimized text on screen with the searchable term, then you have your verbal hook at the same time in that first 1 to 2 seconds. Again, remember, it's snappy. Then you have your subhook. Your subhook can be one of 3 things. My favorite one is a contradictory statement. Let me give you an example. Say you want to talk about skincare. Your hook could be, you're never going to guess what I just learned today. And no, this isn't an ad or a useless tactic. That's your contradictory statement. Contradictory statements make us feel very real on the For You page. There's a lot of people pushing products and not using really good language. There's really bad salespeople on this app. By bad, I mean ineffective. Contradictory statements acknowledge the thought process of the person watching. Again, it's not about you. It's about this one-to-one situation. I feel like I'm blue in the face saying this, but it's not about you to many, it's you one to one. Even though you feel like you might be talking to a million people, on the For You page, it feels like you're just talking one-on-one. And everything that I'm telling you is how you emulate that one-on-one experience. If you're taking notes, underline the one-on-one experience, okay? The second kind of sub hook is a subtle flex. This is if you're a business or you're somebody who wants to showcase a testimonial, or you want to show some data where you've done something really good and you want to show other people how. That can also be somewhat used as a hook effectively, but it just depends. Either way, when you're subtle flexing, you need to make it about the other people watching. If you're a nail tech and you do really good nails, you could literally show a video of somebody's nails and be like, you're never gonna guess what I learned today. See the you in there? Your subhook could be, I just earned a $50 tip by doing this. Let me show you how. Or if you're a business owner, your hook could be, you really need to understand this one thing in business if you want to survive. This one method helped my one client reach X, Y, and Z dollars, right? Subtle flex. Next part of the hook is, here's how you do it too. And the third kind of sub hook, this is for all my besties that do story times or want to be more motivational. Your sub hook is going to be very nurturing. The punch that you're going to throw as the sub hook right after your hook is an undeniably relatable statement or motivational quote that makes somebody have to watch the video again. For example, here's a quote that's going to change your life. That was the hook. You are not the opinion of someone who doesn't know you. That's your sub hook. That's the quote, right? The nurture statement on top of that would be followed up with something along the lines of, listen to that again. Have you noticed a lot of those videos are like, listen to that again? That is a very effective sub hook if you're trying to get people to pay attention. If you've made it this far, thank you. Let me know if you want me to email you a PDF format. Don't worry, it's free, but I feel like this is more of a visual thing and I don't have any visual aids. I'm just filming this because I've gotten such an overwhelming response. Drop an email on my waitlist and I will send you the hooks generator that I'm literally building this. So then you guys have something to look at and like hopefully that relates to what you need. All in all, relatable language is what gets people to buy on TikTok. It's what gets people to stay. So if you master the art of language, you master the art of hooking people in. Drop that quote down in the comments because I think that was one of my better ones. I love you guys. Drop some questions down below. Let me see how I can help you. I literally love making videos like this. So thank you all for being here. If you're wondering why your videos aren't searchable, I don't think I've ever seen anybody make this distinction before. Being searchable as a business versus a content creator are two very different approaches. The way businesses market themselves on TikTok is very different than a typical content creator would market him or herself on TikTok. What do I mean by that? Businesses typically have a specific industry or niche, and more than likely 9 times out of 10, and these are the businesses that are established, that have a brand identity. They have a very specific person that they are marketing to, or group of people. Whereas with influencers, they have a very wide net that they're casting, meaning that they're reaching a bunch of different people because they're not sticking with one specific type of content. That's why I see a lot of push and pull in my comment section of like, oh, be the niche. That applies to content creators. That doesn't necessarily apply to business. Here's why. When you are selling a product and service on TikTok, you have to align with a certain industry. Most likely, you know who your competitors are, and by default, you fall into whatever industry that is. Whereas with content creators, they're just kind of winging it and seeing what lands with a wider net. For instance, Rare Beauty is an established business. They have an established target demographic that they go after. I'm not saying that everybody fits in that category. I'm just using it as an example. Whereas Jules LeBron, she used to be a content creator. She's technically an influencer now, and there is a difference. I should make another video on that. Jules LeBron was casting a wider net because she's trying different products. She's not just specifically targeting Rare Beauty audiences. Not that they've collabed at all either. I'm just using these as examples. So if you're a content creator and you're wondering why you're not searchable, it's because you're casting a net almost impossibly. It is very difficult to rank for something in search if you don't have a niche, period. It's like that with Google. TikTok has something called topical authority. So if you're a certain brand, like you're Rare Beauty, for example, and you want to gain topical authority in the beauty niche because that is your target demographic, you're actually going to do really well on TikTok if you stick to that niche and you use targeted SEO strategies to be successful. So if you're a content creator, don't worry about being searchable. You'll get searchable for the most random stuff in your search bar. Whereas with businesses, you really need to work hard and you really need to be strategic on the keyword that you want to be searchable for. Because I don't think you know that TikTok content is something that is easily Googleable. It's a better integration than Instagram. If you're not leveraging SEO as a business owner, you are missing out on so much organic traffic. Comment down below if you have any questions. I cracked the code. 1 million views in 6 hours. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do this too, because if I can do it, you can do it. I refuse to pay for promotion because I'm cheap. I refuse to use AI because I feel like it's unoriginal. I don't script my content because that's really weird. So take a seat, friends, because my no BS class is in session. Lesson number 1, timing is everything. And no, I'm not using creator search insights. That's just for the birds. What inspired that post today was a news story that just broke. If there is a news story that is breaking and it's a topic that you understand and that you can talk about confidently, or that you have an opinion on, get out your phone and post the video. But that brings me into lesson 2 on what to do to post your video. This is real TikTok 101-ish, so bear with me, but it's important. For those of you who don't already know, I did all these videos on this, but I refuse to use CapCut. Every video I film is directly filmed in this app, including this one. When I'm inspired, I go into the TikTok app and I record within the app. Here's some formatting instructions that I prefer to follow that I have been known for and known to do well for. Everybody obsesses over the hook. Outside of the timing, this format can apply to things beyond trending news stories. You do not have to talk about the news, but you can talk about something, but use this format. A chaotic start. Every single one of my videos that has done well, that has gone viral, whether it's on this account or the other one, or my third account, have had a very chaotic start. Meaning, if you've watched the beginning of this video, I jiggle the camera. It's 1 second. I'm always saying something either really catchy or I'm moving. 1 to 2 seconds of fast movement or something really that catches people's attention. If you want a list of good hooks, I can give you some in the comments. Just comment and I'll give you hooks. Another part of the formatting is I always optimize the video for the topic that I'm talking about. I have a whole playlist on TikTok SEO, but from a basic perspective, if I wanted to rank for talking about Microsoft like I did in that video, I put Microsoft all over that screen. I said it a lot in the video so closed captions would pick up on it. My hashtags were reflective of that. And also the description of the video also said the word Microsoft. Do this for whatever topic that you enjoy or that you're going to cover. Another one of my favorite things to do, whether it's in a hook or at the very beginning of the video, is I try to say the word you. Because you're talking to one person. A lot of creators and people on this app forget that this is sort of a one-to-one scenario. Basically, like when this video goes up, it goes on the For You page, and you're having a one-to-one interaction with somebody on the other side of the For You page. A hook with the word you in it typically does better because it's automatically relating it back to the person receiving your content. So if you're doing a makeup video, just be like, here's 5 things you need to know if you're just starting your makeup or skincare journey. You get my drift. This brings me to lesson 3. This is more of a platform lesson, TikTok platform specifically. Every time I film a video, I hit post, I've optimized it, everything looks good, and I post it. As soon as I know the video's live, as in it's on my page, I immediately go to clear my cache. Make sure your video's up, because if you're doing this while you're uploading it, it messes things up. Let me show you how to do that. Go into your settings, scroll to free up space, and I always clear my cache and my downloads. Don't clear your drafts unless you want to lose all your drafts. And before I have any time to think of it more, I literally exit the app, exit out of the app completely. And I leave TikTok alone for hours. Let me show you a little experiment because we do research in this class. I experimented with this for 4 videos in a row. And I used to do this back in the day when I was going mega viral in the past. Anytime that I didn't clear my cache and I continued to be on this app mindlessly, the video performance was extremely diminished. So let's talk about why clearing your cache is important after posting a video. TikTok's never confirmed this, by the way, so take this with whatever grain of salt that you want. But clearing your cache resets how the app tracks your activity. If you were engaging with baking videos like cakes, cookies, etc., and you post a video about makeup, clearing your cache then gives you a clean slate. This may help your video be more prominent on the FYP because it's seeing it as new and original content that's not related to your prior engagement on the app. Also, this helps you avoid negative engagement. By exiting the app right after you post, it helps prevent you from engaging with your own video Early interactions, such as frequently checking the video, could signal that your video is not doing well to the algorithm, so it's not going to keep pushing it. Again, simple hypothesis, but I mean, try it, test it out. What's going to hurt you testing this out? Probably for the better that we're not spending all day on TikTok anyway. So you're probably asking, okay, how long do I leave the app and when can I check on it? I've gone anywhere between 8 hours and 24 hours, sometimes 6, sometimes 4, but give it a significant amount of time, like several hours. Let's say 4 at a minimum, but if you check it the next day, even better. And the last lesson of our class is probably the most important, and it's finding your tone of voice and sticking to it. I know you're probably like, okay, I'm out of here. Like, let me check out of class. I'm done. Stick with me. Think about all the big brands out there. They usually have a brand voice. Even people like Alex Earl, like, you know what to expect when you go to her page. If you want to become known for something on TikTok, it doesn't matter what it is. You need to have a consistent tone or a level of consistency in your videos. For me, I specifically did some deep digging into why I wanted to show up on TikTok and why I wanted to help people. Let me give you some advice on how you can do the same. When you're asking yourself why I want to show up on TikTok, a lot of the reasons are I want to make more money, and that's fine. Get your bag. There's a deeper reason why you want to be helping people on this app usually. Remember that you're the most powerfully positioned to serve the person you once were. Listen to that again. Meaning, think about a version of yourself that you were in the past. What did he, she, they feel or think during a very troubling time? You want to know my why? I was really insecure for years about being on social media. I didn't want to show my face. Believe it or not, I had zero confidence showing up online. But I have a technical background and I have a lot of knowledge to share, so I'm like, what's keeping me from doing that? So the tone that I have for my page is actually very welcoming. There are no stupid questions here because I know a past version of myself was so insecure that I had all kinds of questions when I started my account, and I just wanted to feel better about myself. So my last reminder here is to make sure that when you're establishing your tone of voice, pick something that you really want to be known for. Your tone of voice could be humor. Your tone could be sarcasm. If you want to be everybody's friend, become everybody's TikTok bestie. I love those accounts that are like, I'm your big sis, here's some advice. That tone is so nurturing. And the best thing I've ever learned about TikTok, and for those of you who made it this far, I appreciate you and your real ones. Comment what I say down below. That way I know you're in it for the long haul. The more you show up in service to others without expecting anything back, the more you're gonna grow. It's happened to me. Happens to everybody else I look up to on this app. The real ones for watching this, let me know if you have any questions. One of my videos that has done well, that has gone viral, whether it's on this account or the other one, or my third account, have had a very chaotic start. Meaning, if you'd watch the beginning of this video, I jiggle the camera. It's 1 second. I'm always saying something either really catchy or I'm moving. 1 to 2 seconds of fast movement or something really that catches people's attention. If you want a list of good hooks, I can give you some in the comments. Just comment and I'll give you hooks. Another part of the formatting is I always optimize the video for the topic that I'm talking about. I have a whole playlist on TikTok SEO, but from a basic perspective, if I wanted to rank for talking about Microsoft like I did in that video, I put Microsoft all over that screen. I said it a lot in the video so closed captions would pick up on it. My hashtags were reflected of that. And also the description of the video also said the word Microsoft. Do this for whatever topic that you enjoy or that you're going to cover. Another